Hello everyone. In this video, we will be doing class 8 science, volume 2, starting with your block 11, that is petroleum and natural gas. Okay. Now, what is petroleum and natural gas? Petroleum and natural gas are fossil fuels which are made of hydrocarbons. Okay. Now, um, hydrocarbons, um, they are substances that are made of um, only hydrogen and carbon. For example, you have methane gas, CH4. Okay, so methane gas is made only of carbon, okay, and hydrogen. So this is an example of hydrocarbons. Okay, then petroleum is derived from the word petra, which means rock, and oleum, which means oil. So petroleum literally means oil from rock. Okay, then petroleum contains petrol, diesel, kerosene. These things you are familiar with. Lubricants, they are used for reducing the friction between moving parts. For example, grease, Grease. Grease. They are widely used in automobiles and machines, right? Um, so this is an example of lubricant. Then paraffin wax, these are used in making candles. Okay, then bitumen is nothing but the black tar kind of thing that is used for making roads. Okay, then formation of petroleum. Petroleum is formed from marine plants and animals that died millions of years ago. These plants and animals settled at the bottom of the seabed. Now, when these marine plants and animals died, okay, they sank to the bottom of the sea or the ocean. Now, they partially decompose due to lack of oxygen. See, at the bottom of the sea or the ocean, there is very little oxygen. Okay, so they partially decomposed. Then over millions of years ago, no, over millions of years, they become buried by sand, silt, and mud until their depth reach around 10,000 feet. Now, uh, just think about this. See, at the bottom of the sea, um, the that remains of plants and animals have settled. Now, in the sea and the oceans, there are water currents. Now, these water currents will carry the sand, the silt, and the mud, okay, and they will bury it, okay, and this process occurs continuously for millions and millions of years until a point where they become buried at around 10,000 feet under. Now, when this happens, the weight of the sand, silt, and mud over the dead plants and animals crushes it into a thin layer, okay, because there's 10,000 feet of sand, silt, and mud above. Okay, so the weight, the extreme, the pressure that is exerted will be um, very much, extremely high. So it crosses it into a thin layer due to the exposure to this extreme pressure and the natural heat. See, natural heat is like, see, at the center of the earth is the core. Now the core is hotter than the sun. Some of the heat, okay, tends from the core tends to escape to the surface of the earth, right? So um, the that remains of the plants and animals, they are uh, continuously exposed to this heat as well. So this leads to the formation of petroleum. Then petroleum is formed mostly between impervious rocks. Okay, impervious rocks, in a sense, rocks that do not allow the oil to seep through. Okay, so these are your um, impervious rocks. Okay, these are your impervious rocks. It is not allowing oil to seep through anywhere. So the spaces between impervious rocks where petroleum is found is called the oil reservoirs. So these are the spaces where your oil is found, right? So this is called the oil reservoirs. Then petroleum is extracted by boring into the earth. These are known as oil wells. Now, see, boring is nothing but drilling, okay? Drilling into the earth until you reach a depth where the oil is found. So this tube, okay, is nothing but um, the oil well. Then petroleum extracted from the oil well is called crude oil. Now this oil that is extracted out, okay, is nothing but the crude oil. Crude oil is then sent to um, oil refineries. Okay, this once extracted, this is extracted, then it is sent to oil refineries where it is refined and processed. Refined and processed to obtain petrol, diesel, kerosene, and all those other components that are present in the crude oil. Okay, then um, refining of petroleum. Refining of petroleum is done in oil refineries. Okay, the process of separating the petroleum into its useful components is called refining. The various components that is obtained after refining are called fractions. Okay, then the process used to separate petroleum into its useful components is called fractional distillation. Uh, Please take note of these definitions. Okay, and I will see you in the next video.